Oi, Jason Statham here. Oh, I've got a whale of a tale to tell ya. You see, I went fishing, didn't I? Yeah, and what did I catch? A fucking megalodon. Yeah, a megalodon. With teeth this fucking big. And I said, oi, megalodon. And I kicked him right in the fucking gills. Yeah, 'cause I'm Jason fucking Statham. Oi! I'm just kidding. It's Kilt-Man, really. Yes. Not a wig, real hair. I'm not bald beneath this. But I'll tell you what, if ever I was to start losing this kind of shaggy, crazy mop of hair, Statham would be the image I would emulate. I would grow my chin and cultivate my cockney and my rather deep geezer voice. Yeah. Oi! So, The Meg. Yeah, I know it's been out for a while. I know. I never caught it at the flicks because I heard the script wasn't watertight. I heard it didn't hold a fin to Jaws or even the likes of Deep Blue Sea. I heard it was bloodless and toothless. But I heard it had a fair bit of suspense and excitement and a bit of charm, a bit of Statham charm to it. So I finally caught up with it on Blu-ray. And it's taken me from last week to this to actually get it watched. It took me 3 attempts to watch it. Now, do not take this as being a critique on the film, because I fell asleep the first time I put it on, about halfway through, but it was late at night. Ordinarily, I wouldn't fall asleep, but something made my little peepers shut. I tried again the next night, and I fell asleep again. I finally watched it all the way through just the other night. And you know what? Hey, look. We know it's kind of Saturday afternoon family fare, or far more than the big like Sharknado or Piranha 3DD and all that kind of stuff. It's not gore aplenty. There is no carnage to speak of. There's a very small death count, but it's still a great big monster prehistoric shark. It is Jurassic Shark. And, you know, without a doubt, there's a fair bit of excitement to be had here. It's based on Steve Alton's original book and this series of books that followed it. Like the film, I tried reading the book years ago and I didn't like the book because I thought it was very badly written. So I didn't persist with it. But hey, that's just me. It's a bestseller and it's spawned like a literary franchise. Now the idea with this movie, and it's John Turteltaub, who directed this movie, and it's the first time he had a big adventure film to helm, and he encountered all the pitfalls that happened to Spielberg when he famously filmed Jaws at sea, and had the thing with ships passing in the distance, cloud cover changing, lighting changing, ships that turn around while you try to take one camera shot, the ship will move. So, like Spielberg, he opted, half the movie is kind of shot in a water stage, a big water tank. But you'd be hard pressed to tell. For a CG-laden movie about a giant monster shark, this is pretty good. You know, there's some very piss-poor CGI movies out there. I haven't got a list of them. You've seen them. And when you see effects that bad, you are taken immediately out of the film. Now, I will say that this film, it's pretty good. The CG is pretty good. It's not dazzling, but, you know, you believe there's a great big 75-foot shark there gliding past the camera. And this shark that they create, it's a real beastie. It's kind of because he's from the bottom. He's from the depths of the Mariana Trench, you know, the deepest bit of water on the planet. And he's all kind of barnacled, and he's brown and mottled, and he ain't no looker, put it that way. Now this review, I'm going to try not to spoil it too much, but I think inevitably I'm going to. But I'm not going to go scene by scene like I do with many other film reviews, where the films have been out for decades, you know. This is still a fairly recent film, so, you know, and you know, you owe it to yourselves to give it a blast. So, let's get into it. Deep down in the trench, the Mariana Trench, this scientific team believe that the actual bottom of the Mariana Trench isn't solid. They believe it's like a thermal sort of barrier, and that below that, should you sink below it, is another world, an undersea world, hitherto undiscovered, with life forms and species long since thought extinct. Yeah, you guessed it. There's a megalodon down there. So they go down there and they do penetrate it, and this little submersible does get stuck, gets attacked and stuck down there. So who did he call for? Jason Statham, playing Jonas Taylor, a disgraced deep-sea rescue diver who, because of a previous incident with a Meg, which only he saw and no one else believes him, they think he cracked under pressure. He saves 9 people from a sunken nuclear sub, but he manages to leave a couple of people behind, because if he doesn't do it, the whole thing is going to blow and kill everybody. So he has to bug out anyway. But he gets the blame, hits the bottle, as all these tough guy heroes do. I know myself from previous deeds of daring do and heroic acts of valiant crusade, when I've saved people from all and sundry. I've turned to the bottle. Yep, it's what we heroes do, and yet we still manage to keep our physiques, no matter what. And Statham has indeed kept his physique. So, in this crashed submersible happens to be his wife, or is it his ex-wife? I can't quite recall. They certainly were married at some point, so he's going to go out there, and he's going to go deep down, he's going to save him. But in so doing, rescuing this sub, a megalodon follows him up through this little gap in the air, this thermal sort of cloud, this sort of sediment of thermals, comes up and then will wreak havoc. So it'll take out, ironically enough, or rather aptly enough, it'll take out some, these bastards who kill sharks for their fins and make shark fin soup out of it. It gets its revenge and takes all them out. But it's also going to take out some crew members too from this scientific team. So they're going to try and stop this shark from reaching population and crowded beaches, using all manner of shark cages and submersibles called gliders, which, these are like pure Star Wars type things. They zip around and all this. And this shark would be coming after them the whole time, like chomp, 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 chomp. Statham, who actually is a world-class swimmer, his chosen sport, other than kickboxing and kicking all shades of ass, is swimming. So you will see him performing a hell of a lot of his own stunts here. And I mean some great flat-out dives, from the backs of ships and stuff like. And you see that it's him doing it. It's good stuff. Jace, my man. So yeah, obviously people are going to then turn around and go, Jonas. I mean, Jonas again, it's like Jonah and the whale. And Jonah is always a bad hex. It's a juju name, isn't it? The Jonah, the thing is always, especially on ships, you've got someone who's accursed, and they are the Jonah. You get rid of them, you throw them overside. And his name is Jonas. It's not too far removed. This guy's met a Meg before. He goes down to save people again, and he brings a fucking Meg up again. So this guy has got a bit of a track record. So he's got something to prove. But he does. Now, this film is mostly financed by the Chinese and New Zealand, I think. So you've got a large Chinese cast, and it's also filmed around Thailand and the South China Seas. So, I mean, we've all seen the trailer. You all know where we're going with this. The big shark is going to be heading towards a big beach, possibly the most densely populated beaches in the world, as we're told. So it's a race against time to stop this shark from getting there. And of course, all sorts of mayhem, chaos, and bedlam will ensue. Now, I'll be honest, I may have fallen asleep the first couple of times, but there are some scenes in here which are genuinely... I was going to say white knucklers. If the film had some real sense of threat and danger to it, they would be. As it stands, that shark is big, very aggressive, and looks like a pure monster. But you're never quite afraid of it, in the way that in Jaws, very much what you didn't see frightens you all the more. Because Spielberg learnt the lesson, don't show the monster, leave it under wraps, let your imagination do the work. And John Turteltaub actually doesn't do that at all. He shows you the beast right from the word go, so you know what you're up against. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. At least you can see this thing front and centre all the time. And you can see its agility. Again, coming back to how this shark looks, it zips, you can turn on a dime. So when these little submersibles are zipping around, it's following them like this. It makes for some great exciting chase sequences. And it comes out the water as well, like, and it's, you see its gills moving and all this, and the muscle action. It is good. It is definitely good. But, as I say, because of the tone of the film, the tone, which was meant to be a hard R-rated film initially, Statham said so. In this country, it probably originally got a 15. It's now a 12. But the script got changed. The producers come in and said, no, we're going to make this a crowd pleaser. We want more asses on seats. We want to bring the kids in too. So you take out all the killings, you take out the blood and the carnage, and you're left with, well, just a Saturday afternoon sort of movie where you can sit down with mum and dad and, have a right old time of it. Because it isn't frightening. It is not, you're not going to see offal everywhere. People aren't going to get chomped in half. People do die, but it's bloodless. You've got nothing to be afraid of here. So with that in mind, just try to concentrate on, just the exhilarating set pieces. Going down in that tube, that shark cage, it's made of high tensile plastic, it can't bite through it. It'll bend, but it will not break. Which is all well and good, except when the fucking thing is inside the shark's mouth, and as the poor girl inside is going like, I'm not afraid of it breaking, it's gonna swallow me. So Statham just, in a literally nanosecond, he takes off his top, and then as she's being dragged down by the shark, he takes off his top, and the very next frame, he's in a full bright red wetsuit with a harpoon, and dives over, like almost like a Superman dive with one hand outstretched, and it's great. And he's going to get tugged around beneath the waves and all this. Another thing, watching this shark, the size of this shark. Now, we're used to seeing shark fins, in the water. Oh, yeah. We all know about my conservatory roof. By the way, it's pouring down again, even as I speak. Although I've done my own repairs on that roof. And, they're holding. They're actually holding, I can't believe it. But I had a swimming pool out there. So I've seen shark fins out there myself. But this shark fin, you're talking like 10, 15 feet high, and it's gnarled and ripped up. And it's a great sight sliding through the water. Also, the way the shark moves through the water, you genuinely get the impression that this is a real, tangible, huge, physical beast, because the way the riptide it causes, the waves either side of it, the way it barrels through, and the noise of the water rushing over it. It's like you're watching like a battleship going through, and it's convincing. It puts you there. It's genuinely evocative of what that would sound like and look like should a beast that size be cruising through the surf. So we rip off Jaws. We definitely rip off Deep Blue Sea. We rip off The Abyss as well with this whole former wife relationship thing, but that's disposed of almost immediately because Jason Statham's going to fall in love with this Chinese girl who's an oceanographer, and she's a dab hand at these gliders underwater, and these two are going to save each other's ass several times throughout the movie, and they're going to fall for each other. She's got a cute little girl. Yes, it's one of those films, there's a child in it too. And to be fair, to give her their due, she's not that bad. She's actually quite a good little actress. And the scene in the trailer where you see she's in one of these underwater tubes, because the big oceanographic station is like an oil rig built on struts, and of course you go under, like Deep Blue Sea, and all the viewing platforms are below there, and the laboratories, and there's interconnecting tunnels with glass walls and that. Like the little girl goes down, and as she looks up, like this fucking big mouth just goes and just puts its teeth into this glass, and then pulls away. And then Statham and Mummy get down there. She goes, the big monster's out there watching us. And it's actually quite an affecting little bit of dialogue in a film where the rest of the dialogue is atrocious. Or it's cringeworthy, mates. Oh dear. Shit, mates. It's salty as hell. And every cliche under the sun is reeled out. And it's also the film where, someone sat down and wrote this script, and almost every line of dialogue has someone's name in it. So-and-so do this, so-and-so that. Hey, what's going on, so-and-so? The name you hear most of all, and this would be a good drinking game, every time you hear Jonas get mentioned, have a swig. You'll be legless, you landlubber, by the time you've got about 20 minutes into the film. Honest to God, just change the record. I sit with people in work. I don't use their name every other second when I'm talking to them. I look up, talk to them. It's just silly. It's silly writing. But this is I can nitpick this because it is not a good film. It is a piece of entertainment. It's a piece of popcorn fluff. It hasn't got the courage of its original convictions to be a proper full-fledged, full-bore, gory horror movie. It hasn't got that. So it's watered it all down. So it's now Statham, not as action, fighting, tough guy, as adventurous, heroic rescuer, with a name to redeem, to prove himself. So you've changed the whole tone of this movie from what it's originally going to be to a much softer, more, exciting, adrenalised, seafaring yarn. It's just tea. No whiskey. Cupboards are bare. So, The Meg. Will this spawn a franchise? Like the books did. I can't see it myself. The film was quite successful because but critically, commercially it did well, but critically it was, people go, yeah, it's okay, but it ain't Jaws. And this is the thing about giant monster shark films. You're endlessly going to run that comparison. There's just no way around it. Deep Blue Sea did something different. It changed the shark type, but and it was gory, it had plenty of deaths. It took the sharks indoors. That was a clever little move, that. We've had loads of shark movies since then, which purport to be more realistic, like The Shallows. One shark, one girl, stuck with an injury just offshore, but that shark won't let her get to the shore, and she's got to try and survive. I quite like The Shallows, although it did feel like a bit of a letdown come the end. You've got things like Open Water, Adrift, The Reef. A good one is Bait. Bait's a good one because that does something different. Bait's the Aussie one where a big tsunami hits the town and a fucking big great white shark, or several, can't remember now, come in, and people are trapped inside a supermarket on top of all the the shelves and the stacks and all that, and the sharks patrolling up and down these aisles, and it's good. It's actually good. My daughter, my 11-year-old daughter, is a real true shark movie aficionado, and she rates Bait very highly. She's only seen part of Meg, and I think she thought it was okay, but she recognised its toothless quality, its bloodlessness. And when you've got sharks eating people, you're gonna get some casualties, aren't you? Some limb appendages floating away, people chomped in half, heads rolling across the waves. Then again, a megalodon the size of this motherfucker, when you see it hit the beach, when you see this crowded beach, and there's people on these rafts and all this, you expect it to be, it just opens its mouth like a whale and just sails through everyone like that, and just swallows, just engulfs people by the dozen at one chomp. But it doesn't. And it will take out single people. And, throughout the course of the film, and that's not that. Would a shark actually that size be arsed? There's even a bit with a dog. Yes, I know. And in Jaws, if you remember, the shark, the dog, Pip it, as he's chucking a stick for it. You don't see it get killed. It gets killed off camera, but it does get killed. And there's a little dog in this, and it's called Pippin. So they go Pippin. It's a bit too similar, that, isn't it? Really. But what did I say before? That this is a film that doesn't have the courage of its once gory violence convictions. So, all you dog lovers out there, and that includes myself, don't fret too much. Oops, did I give something away there? Kilt-Man, what do you like? But what I will say is, the cast, even though they are a bunch of appalling cliches, they seem to persevere and make themselves, their characters, actually reasonably likeable. A couple, outstay their welcome, but a couple who you don't expect will die, and you're like kind of, oh shit, oh, well, okay, you took me there. I didn't expect, of all the people to get wasted here, I didn't think he was going to go, and that's refreshing, I suppose. And as I say, the stunts in it, Statham going toe to fin with a bloody big shark. That's worth it alone. It really is. Statham is again. It even cuts down on the swearing, because many a time when he's piloting one of these little gliders, and this thing just suddenly comes out of nowhere. He's going to go, oh, shit. Just cuts away. Oh, gee, cut. You get a bastard out there. Chew on this, you bastard. Not that bit will work either. Oh yeah, more plot details. So, an enjoyable time can definitely be had with The Meg. As I say, whether it spawns any more movies, I really don't think it's going to do that. Where are you going to go with it? I don't even know where the books go. If I couldn't finish reading the first one, and I didn't even get that far through it at all, I just thought, this is so badly written. And the film's so badly written too. Well, quelle surprise, It's just, goes with the turf. Goes with the surf and turf. So I don't see where they can go with it, really. Another great big megalodon, taking an aircraft carrier. Oh, what I will say as well. Do you remember those famous fake shots of, like, Coast Guard helicopters over the San Francisco Bay, and there's a guy, a para-rescuer, hanging off the ladder like that, and there's a fucking great big shark jumping out, like about to chomp him. People go, have you seen that picture? Well, it's years old and it's fake. Of course it's fake. And there's loads of types of that picture around. There's a sequence in this where a gunship is used against this, and the guy who brings it in, who sends it in, he's like, right, payback time. And you're just thinking, oh, take out this helicopter. And the guy in the doorway goes, and he circles around it. Don't get your hopes up, folks. Missed opportunity there. I really thought they were going to take out a helicopter. There's more helicopter action, but don't go thinking that the sharks are involved in it. So, and another distracting thing, the guy who's in charge, the multi-billionaire playboy pain in the ass, there's always one of these assholes, isn't there, who's in charge of the science facility, who doesn't know nothing about science, but comes out to visit everyone. Hey, and at the same time as shit hits the fan, because he's going to watch the books. Any more casualties, and that's potential lawsuits. I'm going to have to kill this thing myself, with my own by Tina mercenaries. And, he's one of these guys who's got to shut the book on it. Like, this can't get out. We can't get news of this to the outside world. And, they're going to point the finger at him, blame him. Always a figure of authority. The bureaucrat. Well, I forgot the actor's name, but oh my God, he reminds me of Jack Black. And I could not, he pulls the same faces all the time, and it's just so distracting. He's not a bad actor, he's not a bad actor at all. It's just, he has this sad, uncanny resemblance to Jack Black, albeit slightly thinned down, but his face, they're peas from the same pod. Yeah, so, folks, that's The Meg. I did not give too much away there. I'm kind of proud of myself. Statham faces off against a megalodon. Oi, megalodon. Nah. Yeah, so I'm going to give it a tentative thumbs up. If it was great, I'd go like that. If it was just really good, I'd go like that. But it's that. It ain't that. That's the thing. It is not that. That's the important thing to remember. It is not that. So it doesn't sink. It does float. It's a floater. But you'll have a good time with it. The idea is you get a few cans, you just kick back and temper your expectations. Don't expect carnage. Do not expect that. Don't expect suspense and fear on a Jaws-like level. You ain't gonna get that. It's an adventure. It's just an adventure with a great big shark in it. Or two. Oh, Kilt-Man, you've done it again. Damn your hide. Damn your tartan hide. And today, my tartan hide is covered with the McLeod There's my kilt pin, my favourite kilt pin, the battle axe. A wonderful one. And the MacLeod, lovely. As in Conor MacLeod from Highlander. So, folks, I'm going to leave it there for you. So, something to dig your teeth into. So, yeah, get a takeaway, some fish and chips, get a few cans, and then go fishing for Megalodon. Oi! Megalodon. Folks, enjoy yourselves, stay healthy, keep out of this pissing down rain, doing my head in now, and I'm going to see y'all later.